Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Patton's Best, episode 6 actually of Patton's Best, here on the World War II Solitaire board game channel. Quickly, before we start this day's episode, I just want to recap two errors that I did in my last playthrough, and they were quite minor errors, but these errors are quite funny because I tend to do them also when I'm not recording because there are some specific errors I usually only do when I'm recording because I'm so focused on the recording itself. But these I also do if I'm playing Patton's Best by myself after I've shut the camera off. And the first thing is the spotting. So I should have put the commander and loader spotter in predetermined places as I closed my hatches. And then we also have the spotting table. I usually forget to look at the different modifiers. So there is a bunch of modifiers. I mean, for large targets, targets at medium range, close range, if our Sherman is moving and so on. Most of the modifiers actually make it easier to spot the target in my experience. But anyway, there wasn't any groundbreaking or game breaking mistakes last episode. There was just a few things that you should have done, but it's very, very minor. And the second part is deployment table. After each combat, you roll on the deployment table because that will, you might be the lead tank. I forgot to do that last episode. However, there was no more combat. There was only one combat in one area. So that didn't affect the game either. So only minor mistakes, but I want you to know of them because perhaps you're looking at this video to learn how to play a game or, something like that. So or you're just looking because you think it's fun, but I want you to know how it works anyway. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do today is take a look at our combat calendar, and we have been fighting for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now, and out of 6 days we have had a total of 5 days of combat. There's still 3 days left before I come back, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So we'll see if we have combat now or not during the next day. The next day is going to be the 2nd of August. It's an advanced light resistance. Combat will occur on a 2 or lower. And we roll a 5, so there is no combat for the next day. And then we roll for the next one after that, and that is the 3rd of August, the same. And we roll a 2. So we really cannot catch a break here with the combat calendar, and that is mighty annoying because now we had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days on the calendar, and we've been fighting now for 6 out of 8 days. Yeah, that is definitely annoying. As I really want my commander to get back, and then you have to imagine the commander is only away for 1 week, and you can actually have him away for a maximum of 10 weeks if you roll a 10. All right, let's see. Let's mark our after action report. We have let's see, what did they say? The 3rd of August, 1944. And we have our situation is light advance. But we know for sure that tomorrow I will have my commander back, so that feels good. Our tank model is an M4A1. Oops, I wrote it on the tank name. Our tank name is, as you know, Vegas. Our tank model is an M4A1. And the commander is a sergeant named Mutin with 6 in rating. Vince C. Corporal Vince C. has a 7 in rating. Private loader, who is W. Peterson. Currently our most valuable, together with Wins, who has a 7 in rating as well. And then we have J. Iris Harkin as our driver. who has a rating of 6. And finally, our assistant driver, William N, has a rating of 6. So that's pretty cool. All of our crew members have now surpassed the max rating that you can have as a start rating, because 5 is the max rating that you can have as a start rating if you manage to roll a 10. So that feels good. We're starting to get somewhere with our crew. Okay, record the date and scenario code, record the model of Sherman you command, record your tank's name, tank's crew name, consult the weather table, and record the weather. So we're still in August. And we roll 75 now, so we're going to have overcast. That's super annoying, because then you have to check for rain the beginning of every hour. Let's see here, overcast. Load ammo, so we go ahead and load as usual. You know the deal, guys. We have 70 HE rounds, 11 AP, 10 HCBI, 35 fuel. We have 1 VP, and Mutin also has 1 VP, but our commander has 1 VP from previous turns, so we go ahead and note that as well. And let's see here. And extra ammo, so we look at extra ammo table. And roll a 3, so that means we have to bring 20 extra HE rounds, 10 extra 30 cal boxes. Alright. Load ready rack, so we go with AP as usual. 8 rounds of AP. Determine amount of daylight available from this day on the sunrise sunset chart. It's in August, so there's no modification. Determine time and ammo already spent from the time elapsed table. So we roll a d10. And we roll a 2, so that is going to be 1 plus 1 hour, so a total of 2 hours. So we have a lot of time to kill. So we don't have to worry about using airstrikes and such. Ammo expended, that's 2 times 2, so that's going to be 4 HE rounds. We go from 20 extra to 16. And a total of 2 30 cal boxes, so we go from 10 extra 30 cal boxes to 8. Determine your tank's deployment from the deployment table. Alright, let's hope we don't get lead tank. And we get 81. So we are currently moving, but we're not the lead tank, so I'm happy. Mark any open hatches on the tank card. And we go ahead and open every hatch. There we go. Mark the round in the main gun. And we keep HE in our gun load, so we can perform advancing fire. Face the tank and turret in the direction desired. Position loader and command spot markers on the battle board, and we don't do that if we have our hatches open. Place US control markers in sector 1 to 3 on the battle board. And we have already done that. Mark the weather on the battle board. We have done that as well. Determine start area. Starting area is going to be area number 4, and that is over here. We roll on the exit area table. And we roll a 3. You can't see it, but we roll a 3. I'm going to fix that table. Let's see, exit area. Our starting area was 4, and we rolled 3. So exit area is going to be 7. I think I need to glue this dice tower. Okay, check 1 adjacent area for resistance. Let's see, we need to move over here. So we're gonna check the B area here to our left. And we roll a 1, so that's gonna be light resistance. Alright, And then we move over to operations. Okay, so let's see here what we're working with. I'm gonna go ahead and call in for an artillery strike for 15 minutes of time. And I am granted artillery strike on a roll of 1 to 7. We're gonna go ahead and move in. There's no direct road, so that spends 45 minutes moving and 2 fuel. So we go from 35 to 33 fuel. We roll for advanced fire, and we roll a 5, so that's gonna be 2 30 cal boxes. We go from 38 to 36, and 2 main gun rounds. We go from 86 to 84. And then we roll to see if there is combat. Combat will occur on a roll of 1 to 8. Sorry, 8 to 10. I mean, we roll 6, so there is not going to be any combat. We capture that area, and that is our first VP for the day. And we scout ahead, and we're going to go ahead and scout in. We'll scout in this B area here. And we roll a 10, so that's going to be medium resistance. So instead I'll go ahead and spend 15 minutes and scout in that area. And let's see here, we have now a new hour, so it's 8 o'clock, so we need to roll to see if rain starts. Since we have overcast, rain starts on a roll of 9 or 10, and we roll a 3, so there is not going to be any rain. Alright, so we spent 15 minutes, we're going to roll for resistance in this area. And we roll a 4, so that's slight resistance. So we go ahead and spend another 15 minutes to call for artillery. And we roll 2, so we have been granted artillery into this area. There is a dirt road, so it's a 30-minute time to travel there. We spend 2 fuels. We're from 33 to 31 fuel. We roll on the advanced fire, and we roll 10, so that's 5 30 cal boxes. So we go from 36 to 31, and 5 main gun rounds. So we go from 84 to 79. And then we roll to see if there is combat. Combat on 8 to 10. We roll 8, so there is going to be combat. So we mark off another 50 minutes of combat time. And we get rid of our after action report. We place our advanced fire markers. Okay. And we activate enemy units. So that's going to be a total of 2 units to activate. We roll 99. That's a self-propelled gun. And then we roll 81, which is light weapons. Okay. And let's see here now. We need to roll on the battleboard placement tables. So for the SPG, it's going to be in this zone, and then for the light weapons, it's going to be 4, which is over here. Distance for the SPG is 7, that is going to be long distance. Then distance for the light weapons, I will re-roll it. 3 light weapons, that's close distance. And facing for the SPG, 10, which is going to be the rear. Yes, sir, it is the rear, so maybe we can get off a shot. Terrain for the SPG, we roll a 4, and we are in a B area. In B area, that means woods. And light weapons terrain, also woods. Okay, so we go ahead now and roll for our advanced fire markers. Let's see here. Resolve advancing fire, yes sir. So we'll start with the light weapons, and we go ahead and look at the friendly action table. And to kill him we need a 1 to 30, but you know the modifiers, so it's gonna be 1 to 39 to take out those light weapons. And we roll 71, so that's a no-go. And then we roll on the SPG, which is currently a Stug, so we need 1 to 39 to kill him, but then 1 to 29 because it's advanced fire versus vehicle. So 1 to 29 to kill the Stug. And we roll 81, so that's unfortunately not enough to kill him or to put smoke on him. So nope. Then we remove the advanced fire markers. And we do have artillery, so we roll again on the friendly action table. We roll for the light weapons, which are 1 to 30 to kill, but artillery versus light weapons in woods 1 to 33. And we roll 48, so we miss. Roll now on SPG, which is normally 1 to 30 to kill, but advancing fire or artillery versus vehicles -10, so or +10 to our roll, so 1 to 20 to kill him. And roll 17, so we actually managed to kill that SPG with our friendly artillery, so that is great news. Thank you, artillery support. So we go ahead and mark off on our table here. 1 SPG killed by our friendly forces. And now we roll to see if there's an enemy ambush on a roll of 1 to 7. Yes. We roll 9, so that's actually not an enemy ambush. That's very... that doesn't happen very often. Okay, so smoke depletion phase, spotting phase. Okay, we will attempt to spot. I will try first with my gunner, who will spot on a 7 or lower. We'll see now at the spotting table modifiers, just for fun, if we have any of these modifiers actually affecting us. Crew member button up, nope. Commander spotting from vision cupola, nope. Sherman movings, we have that, so we have +1. Targeting woods, +1, so now we have +2 to our roll. Target at close range, -2, so they take out each other. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be what we roll. The modifiers take out each other. So we try first with our loader, W. Peterson. And he rolls a 3, and that is enough to both spot and identify him. But remember, we don't have to identify light weapons, only SPGs, tanks, and AT guns. Alright, so that leaves us now to order phase. Hatch segment, open or close hatches. I'm gonna go ahead and close hatches. We have light weapons now at close range, so they can effectively kill or wound my crew. So we close our hatches, order segment, mark crew battle actions on tank card. So we're gonna go ahead now and pivot our tank with the driver, and we are gonna go ahead and fire with our or maybe perhaps I should stop and just turn the turret actually. I think that is actually better. I can fire the bow MG and so on if I pivot, but I believe pivoting is gonna be too much punishment. So we'll go ahead then and... Okay, so I can actually only rotate turret and fire gun, main guns. We'll do that. And our assistant driver is firing the bow MG as advancing fire. And is there anything for our commander to do? Yeah, well, he can direct fire actually, so he's gonna direct fire. So, yeah. Maybe I'll actually keep the commander's hatch open, just because it's not me, so I don't have to be worried in case he gets wounded. So I'll keep his hatch open then, because there's a +10 modifier if the commander's hatch is is closed. Do we have anything else we can do? Loader is gonna load, so we'll put a mark there to remember that he can't spot next round since he's loading, and the driver is simply gonna stop. I think that's it. Okay, so we go to crew actions phase now. Tank movement, so we simply stop a tank, so we're not moving any longer. Moving is bad for you if you fire, but moving is good for you if enemies fire at you. If you have 80 guns and such, it can be a good idea to keep moving because there's going to be a negative modifier for them if you're moving. Tank main gun fire. Okay, so we our gunner rotates fire, rotates turret and fires main gun. So turret is now. Let's just put the turret on our tank, I guess. Nah, I want to see my tank. I like those little cute counters. So anyway, the turret is now pointed in that direction. And we're firing the main gun. So the first thing we do is remove 1 HE round. So we go from 9 to 8 in main gun ammo. And we look at to hit target. So we have... we're going to go ahead and use base fire now. So base fire to hit 75. Infantry targets close range. I need 55 or lower to kill. Modifiers, let's see. Crew gun rating. So we're going to use the loader, the drivers, and the commanders. And together that is going to be, let's see, 6, 6, 6, that's 14. That's 20. That's good. That's good. Minus 20 to our roll. Rotate turret fire 10 per sector. So that means our 55 turns into a 45 to hit, but then the 45 turns into a 65 because of our many crew ratings. Target in woods plus 5. So our 65 turns into a 60 then, what we need to roll. Okay, so we need to roll a 60 or lower to hit this infantry target with our HE round. We roll 97. At least it's not a gun malfunction. If we would have rolled 98 or higher, that's a gun malfunction. So we do miss, which is unfortunate. Okay, we have our machine gun fire now, which is the BOMG. So we put out an advance, let's see, BOMG advanced fire in front of the hull, and then we roll on the gun malfunction ammo spender table. We roll 58, so there's no gun malfunction, and there is no ammo spender either. And that's pretty much the end of our turn. So it's now the enemy's turn. We look at enemy action advanced scenario, and we roll 79. 79 for infantry is fire at infantry. Okay, so they are at close range, and light weapons to kill at close range is 30 or lower, and they're all 75, so they fail to kill that friendly infantry squad that we have. Okay, so we then go to friendly action. We roll, and we need to roll 1 to 39 to kill him. And roll 50, so it's a miss. We then roll on random events table. 12. Ooh, enemy artillery. No, friendly artillery. Oof, that's a big difference. Well, friendly artillery is not always so friendly, I've heard. Anyway, friendly artillery. So we get to fire again on this guy. And 1 to 30 to kill, but because he's in the woods, 1 to 33. And we're all 79, so unfortunately, nope. Some of these guys are really hard to kill. Alright, so what do we do now? First of all, okay, we didn't hit him, right? So, okay. Alright, so one thing we should have done is the acquired target. Since we shot at this enemy, we have acquired him once, and that's gonna give us a positive modifier if we fire the main gun at him again. Okay, so let's see here. Also, I should, since I was reloading with my loader, I should have placed the ammo reload on the HE round if that's the one I want to reload. But anyway, that was what I would want to reload with, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we have actions again. I'm closing my commander's hatch now, because I don't think that modifier is gonna do anything to me now. You have the buttoned up, and it says the button up modifier applies to the first shot at a new target when either the commander is not directing fire or when he is directing fire but from an unopened hatch. And yeah, since we are actually buttoned up also, we shouldn't forget to put out spotting markers. So I'm gonna have my commander spotting into this area and my loader spotting into this area. Okay, so what do we do this time? We fire the main gun again. I think we're actually gonna do the same orders. So we'll just leave all the markers. Okay, crew actions, tank movement, we don't move, we are stopped. Tank main gun fire. Okay, so we fire again, we check, we make sure to remove one ammo before we forget it. So we go from 78 to 77 main gun rounds. To hit target, we need a 55 or lower. 75 with our crew rating. Acquire target 1 minus 5. So now we need an 80 or lower to actually hit. And then he's in the woods. So that's 75 plus 5. So again, 75 or lower to hit. And we roll an 8. So that's pretty close to getting a critical hit. 1, 2, 3 is a critical hit. Okay, so our direct fire hits. So we look now to kill infantry target. Direct fire to knock out. Base number is 55, since we have direct fire. And note that the modifier for being in woods does not matter if you're firing direct fire. That's only for area fire. So it's a 55 or lower to kill. Yes, that's it. No modifiers affected. 55 lower to kill. And I'm just gonna reroll that. 15. Okay, we got him. Sweet, that's Mutin's second kill. We go ahead and remove this stuff. And I didn't see what my base number rolled to hit the target was, but also remember that you have the rate of fire. So if you if you roll 30 or lower with the 75, you get to fire yet another shot. And you can modify this by the gunner's rating, the loader's rating, and so on. Also, you can pass ammo with assistant driver and so on. I could have done that, but I was a little bit too focused to kill that infantry squad. But we got him anyway. Alright, let's see what we do. We fire with the bow MG now for advanced fire. We roll 42, so there's no gun malfunction, nothing. Okay, let's note our kill here, and it's by Mutin. So it's our tank forces, and we have no friendly action phase or enemy action phase, but we do have a random event. So roll on that. And we roll 74, I think that's reinforcements. Yes, it is. I don't like that one, that is pretty lame. 73. 73 is going to be a Panzerspeerwagen or a Speerwagen. So we roll on the enemy vehicle gun appearance table. We roll a 2. So that's a Speerwagen. A half track. Okay, we roll for battle board placement, 9. And we roll for range, which is a 5. So that's medium range. And facing, we roll a 3 for facing, that's front. And then we roll, let's see, we roll on terrain, and it's a 3 terrain vehicle targets in A, that's hold down. Okay, so he's over here hiding. Alright, I wonder if it's easier to kill him with AP or HE. Speerwagen AP to kill is pretty easy. HE is not that easy, so I'm probably gonna turn my tank and try to get an AP kill on him. Okay, that's it for our phase. We remove this one. And we are now at the beginning again. So smoke depletion, spotting phase. We will attempt to spot. Actually, we can't spot now because our commander is looking over here. Our loader is looking over here. And then our other crew are restricted to hull front and turret front. As according to our spotting restrictions. So we cannot attempt to spot, but we can give orders. We're going to go ahead and open the commander's hatch. Let's see here. There we go. We open the commander's hatch, and what do we want to do? We want to change ammo, change gun load with our loader. So we put our ammo reload marker to AP. And we want to pivot our tank. And our gunner, let's see, he wants to okay, he wants to rotate. Oh, I can't rotate. I can rotate turret only. Okay, so I'll only rotate my turret then, and then my commander, can he fire? No, we can't kill that with the 50 cal. So commander is not gonna do anything currently. Well, he can fire the 50 cal just to cover fire, advanced fire. So he'll fire the 50 cal. And I believe everyone has a job. The systems driver is going to go ahead and fire the bow MG for advanced fire. So tank movement first of all, and it moves like that. And then we rotate turret. The turret comes back to its normal place. And then we have, let's see, which action should it be? Should be changing the gun ammo load to armor piercing. And we fire the bow MG and 50 cal. We roll for the bow MG first. 87, no gun malfunction. Then we roll for our 50 cal, which we fire over here. And we roll 29, so there's not any gun malfunction, but it's an ammo box Spenger. So we go from 6 boxes to 5. All right, and let's see. I think that should be the end of our orders. So we go now to the enemy order. Roll on enemy action advanced scenario. And roll 13. I believe that's. Let's see here. Do nothing. Do nothing. It's not gonna do anything. Okay, and then we go to friendly action, and to kill this guy we need roll 1 to 49. 1 to 40 usually, but since our sectors 1 to 49, so 89 actually. Ooh, well, that's strange. I thought, well, he's gonna be dead now, but nope, apparently not. Random event table. More enemy reinforcements, it looks like. 79. Yeah, it's super lame. 79, so we have more enemy reinforcements. 88, activation table. There's gonna be a truck, so it's not really a problem, but it's just super annoying. We have a truck, and that truck is gonna spawn in this area. And he will spawn at 8, let's see, 8 for a truck. Long range. This commander spotter mark should be removed since we have the open hatch, and he will be at facing, which is a 10, so he will show the rear. And terrain 8 for an A area is, let's see, vehicle targets open. Okay, so no cover for him. All right, that is the end of the round. We go back now to 4.7 spotting phase. So we're gonna go ahead and attempt to spot these guys. We have our gunner with a 7 in rating, Vince C, who can spot, since it's the gunner can spot turret front only. So he needs to roll let's see, 7 or lower to spot. And he rolls a 5, so we have successfully spotted that target. Our commander can spot over here, so he's gonna spot on a roll of 6 or lower. And he rolls a 5, so we have also effectively spotted the truck. This one has the modifier, which is S, so we should put a -1 to it because it's a small target. But we so a +1 to our die roll, but we would still have spotted that one. We see here. What do we do now? Spotting is done. We can remove these. We do our hatch segment, but we'll keep our hatches as they are. Order segment, mark crew battle actions on the tank card. Okay, so our loader is simply gonna load, and he's gonna load AP. Our driver is just simply gonna stop. Our assistant driver is not gonna fire the bow MG for the first time in a very long time. He's actually gonna pass ammo. Our gunner is gonna fire main gun. And our commander is gonna direct fire. Alright, so we go to main gun fire because we go now to crew order segment. So we take away 1 main gun round. We are down to 76 now. And we roll 2 hit targets. 2 hit target vehicle targets at medium range. We need a 55 or lower to hit. But we have modifiers here. Crew gun rating, and that's going to be a -20, as you know. So the medium range 55 or lower to hit turns into a 75 or lower. So you can see that your crew ratings as they get higher, you become a very much more strong team. So the 55 turns into a 75 because of our 3 crew members who are 20 together in rating. 7 + 7 + 6. And do we have any more modifiers? I thought there was going to be like a modifier for the target being hold down. Let's see, so I don't miss it. Quiet target, moving, crew gun rating, rotate turret, fog. Small target. Well, we have small target. So that's going to be small target +10. So our 75 turns into a 65 to kill. Targeting woods, building, fortification. Nope, nothing of that. So 65 to hit the Speerwagen. And we roll 67. That's very unfortunate. So we miss, but that's sometimes how it goes. And we don't get any rate of fire. So we go now to the enemy action phase. And let's start with the truck and see what it does. Roll 48, and a truck with a roll of 48 moves to the left. So the truck moves in and captures an enemy sector. That's pretty crazy. Truck 48. Okay, so he moves in to the left and captures 1 US sector. Not bad for an unarmed truck. He also becomes unspotted. Roll for Speerwagen, who rolls a 37. Move forward. That's, I'd say, a very poor tactical decision. So we put a moving marker on him. He becomes unspotted. Let's see here. We roll now for new facing, new terrain. 2, which is going to be his facing, so 2 is going to be front. And terrain, we roll a 2 again. So that's actually hold down. So I don't know how he moves forward and gets into a hold down position that fast, but it happens. Just accept it. Okay, friendly action. We roll on for the truck first. To kill the truck, we need a roll of 1 to 60, and then 2 sectors, so 1 to 66. And we roll 14, so the truck is gone. Managed to capture one sector, but then met its doom. So 1 knocked out truck. And then we roll enemy action for the Speerwagen. To kill him, we need 1 to 40, so 1 to 46. And roll 87, so another miss. Random event stable, 67. So again, we have enemy reinforcements. It really doesn't end. There's really one thing, I think the only thing that I really don't like, because it can drag on. Last episode, we had 20 minutes of traveling, then 1 battle for 1 hour, and then the day ended. Okay, activation table, we roll 87. That's another truck. We're lucky at least his trucks, it's not 80 guns and stuff like that. He will go to 0. That's 10, so over here. Distance. Let's see here. Distance is for a truck. 1 to 3 is close, so he's also at close. And we will face his front. And terrain is going to be 5, which is woods, I believe. We are in a B area. 5 is in the open. Okay. Let's put these together like this. Okay. So, well, they're lining it up for me, so I should be able to get the Speerwagen now. Okay, so what will we do? We will do exactly the same. We will fire at the Speerwagen with our main gun, and my commander will direct fire. So we remove 1 HE round. We go from 70. Actually, we're firing AP now. So we go from 11 to 9, because I gave 1 HE round back there, since we fired an AP round last battle, not HE. So we go from 9 AP now, from 11. And we look at our to hit target. And I should also have an acquired target here. No, actually he moved, so that goes away. And before I do that, I have to spot him, because he moved. So we'll try with my gunner first. 7 or lower to spot. He rolls a 9. So that's very unfortunate, because then he immediately becomes hidden. So that means I can't fire at him. And then we try to spot the truck with our, let's see, our gunner can spot there also. An 8, so it's a fail. We try with our, let's see, where's our after action report? We try with our loader. Let's see, loader restrictions, any 1 sector. And he's looking over here, so he can't spot there. So we try instead with our commander. We roll an 8, so we fail. We try with our driver. He rolls a 7, so he fails. We try with our assistant driver, and he rolls a 2, so he managed to spot it at least. So we spot the truck, and now we fire at the truck with our main gun. To hit target vehicle, targets close range 75, minus 20 because of our crew rating, that's 95. $95 to hit. Okay, so we roll on And that we roll 9, so we definitely hit, and that also means that we get rate of fire, anything under 30, minus the gunner's loading, loader's rating, and assistance driver's rating if he's passing ammo, which he's doing. So basically we only need to roll, let's see, gunner and loader, that's 14, and assistant driver 6, 20. So anything actually under 50 we get another shot. So not really necessary, I think, for AP to kill a truck, because we will kill him on a roll of 75. Okay, let's shoot one more time then. We'll shoot one more round. And 40. So we can again get one more shot at him. But we shoot those and we're satisfied. We have to mark off one more AP round here. So we're down to 8 AP rounds. And then we roll on the AP to kill. Truck, normal hit at close range, 25 or lower. So with our first shot, he's dead. 75 or lower. We should also have put on a quiet target on him, but that doesn't matter. So AP hits are successful, and that truck is destroyed. Again, Mutin, I think he's up to 3 VP now, so that's 2 more VP than me. So that's knocked out truck by our crew. And then we remove this guy. And we go to enemy action phase for Speerwagen. Okay. He rolls 41, that's move forward. So he effectively moves over here. So hidden marker goes away. We roll now for, so he's moving. We roll for facing. We roll a 4. So that's side. And then we roll for terrain. We roll a 7. That's open. Okay, so he's moving in the open. And we remove the hold down marker. And we roll now on friendly action. To kill this guy, we need a roll of 1 to 40, so 1 to 46 with the US control markers. We roll 83, so that's a no-go. We roll on random event. 22, and that is minus. However, we are not moving, so we're safe. So we go back now to our turn. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do about the Speerwagen. I could, I guess, rotate my gun, but it's gonna give me quite a heavy what do you call it? Negative modifier. But what can I do? Spotting markers, first of all, I'm gonna change them. So I'm changing this loader spotting marker to here, and we will attempt to spot him first. So I'll try first with the loader, a 5, so he's effectively spotted now. Okay, we go to orders. So we will, gunner will turn turret and fire main gun. Rotate turret and fire main gun. And driver is stopped, loader will load. Yeah, we'll keep the same orders otherwise. Okay, so we 1, 2, 3. So we turn the turret for 3 zones or 3 sectors, and we fire the gun. We still have AP ammo loaded, so we go ahead and mark off 1 AP. We are down to 7 AP rounds now. And let's calculate if we actually hit. So I'm gonna put an acquired target on him, but that's not gonna be used until any second round. Vehicle targets to hit 75 or lower. with our crew. Let's see, target moving plus 20, so it's now a 55 or lower. Crew rating 20, so the 55 turns into 75. Rotate turret 10 per sector, so our, let's see what I say, 75, 55, 75, 10 per sector, 1, 2, 3. So 75 turns into a 45. And then it's a small target plus 10. So 45 turns into a 35. So our final number to kill is 35 or lower. And we're all 12, so that also means we get rate of fire, and we're going to use that. So we fire again. First of all, we do have our first AP hit. And then we roll 71, so unfortunately that is a miss. Remember, we have to mark off 1 AP round, so we're down now to 6 AP rounds. Okay, so to kill this guy, AP to kill, we have a Speerwagen at close range. We are facing his side. So to kill him, we need a 95 or lower. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to do this. And roll a 1. We roll a 1. So we definitely get that Speerwagen. Nice. And we mark off yet another kill now. That's a Speerwagen for our Jotun. So he has a total of 5 VP now compared to my 1 VP for my commander. So he's definitely more skilled than I am. So let's remove these markers. Yes, that's it. And we then roll on random event phase. Hopefully one last time. And we roll 38. 38 is friendly advance. So basically they take one adjacent area which is free from enemies, and we will choose that area. And that is finally the end of this combat. We turn the US control, the light resistance to US control marker. We mark off 1 VP. And again, this is why I use artillery. This is why I use airstrikes, because if you don't get them initially, this might happen and the games can drag on for a long time. Check this area for resistance. And roll a 3, so there's going to be light resistance in that area. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and call in some support over here. I'll call for an airstrike now because we spent so long on that last combat. I want to really make sure that we avoid it. So we mark off 30 minutes for airstrike and artillery strike. And our airstrike is, I'm going to re-roll that. It's granted. Usually it's not. And then we call for the artillery. 9, so that's not granted. So we call again for artillery. 10. Come on. We call again. 2. So now we get artillery. I'll call for another artillery strike. Yes. So we have 2 artillery strikes totally. Yes, we move in. There is no direct road, so we mark off 45 minutes of time. And we roll on the advanced fire. We roll 4, so that's going to be 2 HE rounds. Oh, actually, we can't use advanced fire now because we have AP. Shit. Okay, we have AP loaded. I'm gonna yeah, let's leave these. Let's leave this, or actually, let's take them away. We could have loaded HE after the battle ended, because you have that opportunity to decide hatches and whatnot. But it's too late for that, so it is what it is. Okay, we are gonna go ahead now and roll to see if there is combat. Combat will occur on a roll of 7 or higher. I roll 6, so there's no combat. I'm actually happy for that since we didn't have advanced fire. We had hatches closed, so we're gonna fix that now. We mark off 1 VP here for captured area. And we go ahead now and tidy up our tank. We change our gun load to HE. And we keep our hatches open. So we can spot, and we should also determine deployment. I always forget that 87 on the deployment table, I believe we are moving. Yes, sir, we're moving. So don't forget that after each combat you have to do the deployment. I don't know why I always keep forgetting that. Okay, we check for resistance in this area for 3, and we roll a 6. It's going to be light resistance. And I'm going to go ahead. Since it's the mission area, we'll call for an airstrike. At least one airstrike. 7, so we'll call for artillery in the same roll. 7, so we do get artillery. Call for another airstrike. Roll 6, unfortunately no. Another artillery strike. 8, so not gonna happen. We call another airstrike. Oh, we can't call for airstrikes, man, because we have overcost, so we can't call for airstrikes. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess we can call for it, but it's not gonna show up. So we have to roll also to see if it starts raining, but it doesn't start raining. And I forgot about that. I usually do little dots here after the numbers, because that gives me a reminder that for each hour I have to roll to see if it starts to rain. But we call for artillery at least. 7s, we have 2 artillery support markers. We move in, there is no direct road, so that's 45 minutes of time, and we have to roll again for the rain. It doesn't start to rain. And we roll for advanced fire. We roll a 5, so that's 2 vertical boxes. So we go from 31 to 29, and from 77 to 75 main gun rounds. And fuel, we're down to 27. Okay, we roll to see if there's combat. Combat in this area will occur on a roll of 8 or higher. And we roll 8, so we have combat in the final area. So very good that we did get artillery support. We will place out our advanced fire markers. And we roll to activate enemy units. 86, which is a truck. 7, which is a machine gun team. Okay, so let's see where they spawn. 3, which is lead here, yes. And the MG team also spawns over there. And distance, let's see, for the truck. Rolls an 8, so that's long distance. And the MG team rolls a 1, so that should be close range. And terrain for the truck, or facing rather for the truck, is going to be front. Terrain for the truck is going to be woods. And terrain for the MG team, 7, is going to be building. So he's hiding out in a building. There we go. All right, so we now roll for, we should spend 15 minutes here also, since we have a battle. So we roll for advancing fire first on the MG team. And we'll look at our friendly action. To kill an MG, we need 1 to 30 normally to kill, but because we have the US control marker is 1 to 39. There is no change that he's in a building. 36, so we managed to take out the MG team. And remember that you don't do any VP for that, because with advanced fire, enemies just considered to have retreated rather than being killed. There we go. And then we have our truck, and we have 2 artillery strikes going against that poor truck. To kill the truck we need 1 to 60, but unfortunately we have the advanced fire artillery versus vehicles plus 10. So to kill him we need instead a roll of 1 to 50. We have 2 attempts. And we roll 11 on our first attempt, so that effectively takes out the truck. So we go ahead and mark off. Let's see here. Woods. Truck is killed. And the truck is killed by artillery, so we do get VP for that. We mark off the truck here. And now we roll to see if there is an ambush. Ambush will happen on a roll of 1 to 7. Yes, there is not an ambush. A 10, so no ambush. So we go now to crew orders. Oh, by the way, they should be here. Go now to crew orders. So I'm going to go actually and close my hatches, just in case random event will be harassing fire or perhaps artillery, something like that. So I want to keep my hatches closed in that regard. Okay, so we keep the hatches closed, and we should also actually fire with our bow MG and our coaxial. So coaxial is fired by the gunner and the bow MG by the assistant driver. We put out 2 markers for that and roll to see if there's any ammo spent. No ammo spent on the bow. On the coaxial there's no ammo spent. There's no gun malfunction. Okay, random event stable. And roll a 19, which is enemy artillery. Enemy artillery, roll 1 d10 to knock out friendly units. Roll also on the collateral damage table for any additional effect on your tank or crew. So let's start with the enemy, friendlies. So roll for friendly infantry units, 1 to 6, 1 knocked out, 7 to 9, 2 knocked out, 10 3 knocked out. And we roll a 3, that's lucky, I guess. It's not lucky to have 1 knocked out infantry squad, but okay, so we lose 1 friendly infantry squad. That is bad. And then we roll now on the collateral damage table, and we roll 88. Collateral damage table 88. Okay, so look here, loader possibly wounded if not buttoned up. So if I wouldn't have closed that hatch, I would have rolled now on the wounds table for that loader. And I was thinking like, maybe I should fire with the loader, something like the submachine gun, for example, covering fire. But I mean that could have ended pretty badly. Like I roll 96 now, 93 to 97, serious wound, sent home. So effectively, if I would have not closed his hatch, I would have died. And that's what I really love with this game, because there is, compared to, for example, B17, there is actual choices that if you do these choices, they will really change the outcome. Maybe it doesn't feel like it. I mean, so much are random. Of course, that our loader would have been wounded now was totally random, but your decisions can kind of prevent that. However, we could have had a Panzerfaust now instead, and because we have no covering fire, that could have killed us. So, you know, you can look at it that way as well, but, well, I really like it. Okay, that is the end of the battle, so we go now to 4.4, prepare for battle. Determine your tank's deployment table from the Determine your tank's deployment from the deployment table. Alright, so we go ahead and look at our deployment table. 7, I'm gonna re-roll that. 32. Is stopped. Okay, and then of course we mark off one captured exit area for 10 VP. Mark any open hatches on your tank. And now I'm gonna go ahead and open my hatches. And I know that puts me at risk in case of an enemy ambush, but it's worth it because you want to keep your hatch open so you can spot those enemies, because it's more dangerous to have unspotted enemies. Mark the rounded main gun, face tank and turret, position loader and command spot markers, place use and claws, mark the weather, determine start area. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove these. And start area is going to be 7. So we put our task force marker there. We roll on the exit table 2. Starting area 7, exit table 2, that's 4. So we're basically going back to where we came from. But it's a new area. You have to realize that when you move out of the map, there is a total new area that looks exactly the same. Check one adjacent area. Okay, so we check B area. And we roll 3, so that's going to be light resistance. Whoops. Okay, this was this was the one I was thinking to spot. All right, so what do? We still have overcast. So I'm going to go ahead and call for 2 artillery strikes there. We roll 6 and 6, so we have been granted 2 artillery strikes. I'll call for a third one. We roll 8, so that's unsuccessful. I'll call for another one, and that's a 4, so we do get that third strike. New hour, so we roll for rain, and nope, no rain starts. Okay, and we go ahead and move in. And we mark off 45 minutes of time. We roll again on the rain. And roll 6, so no rain. And we roll on advanced fire. We spend 2 fuel. On advanced fire we roll a 10, so that's 5 of each. 5 30 cal boxes. And 5 main gun rounds, and that's the last of our extra ammo on our main gun round, so that's nice. And then we roll to see if there's combat. Combat will occur on a roll of 7 or higher. We roll a 4. So there is no combat. We get 1 VP. And we go ahead and roll for resistance. We roll a 1, so that's light resistance. We go ahead and call 2 artillery strikes. I'm going to reroll that. Yes, first one is granted. Second one is also granted. So I will go ahead and move into that area. And that's 45 minutes of time. And 2 fuel. We have a new hour again, so we call for rain. 9, so we now have rain. Let's see here, instead of overcast. After 2 hours of rain, you will have mud conditions. So I'm going to go ahead and mark on here Let's see, it should be then here we should have mud. Okay, so now we're to reach exit area, we're gonna have to not call too many artillery strikes, or actually maybe not any at all, because we're gonna have 1.5 hours of traveling time here. Okay, we roll to see if we have combat. Did we roll on the advanced fire? I don't believe we did. Let's roll on advanced fire then. 8, so that's 4. From 24 30 cal boxes to 20. And from 70 HE rounds to 66. Right. Combat will occur on 8 or higher. We roll a 9, so we have combat again. We have to mark off 15 minutes of time. And we activate. Scheiße, we activate 2 enemy units. 6. So that's a machine gun. And 67. That's an 80 gun. Let's roll for battleboard placement. I'll reroll it. Range 10, so the MG gun is going to be at long range. 80 gun is going to be at medium. And terrain, let's see, we have a B area. So our MG team is in the woods, and our 80 gun is going to be, let's see here, hold down. Is that possible? No, it's not possible. Area type B, woods as well. All right, so let's we should have put advanced fire markers. I can tell you I would have put them in the close and then actually in the long. So we'll do advanced fire, even though it's a little bit cheating. Let's call it fog of war, but against the machine gun team. We need 1 to 39 to kill him. Normally, actually 1 to 42 since he's in the woods. Normally, but now +1 for each versus light weapons or MG team for each friendly infantry squad lost. And we have lost 1 squad, so that 1 to 42 turns into 1 to 41. And we roll 8, so the MG team is taken away by our advanced fire. Remember, no VP for advanced fire. Then we have 2 artillery strikes, so they will hit the 80 gun. 80 gun 1 to 20, and do we have any modifiers? Yes, he's in the woods, so -3, so 1 to 23 to take him out. And roll 56, so the first one is unsuccessful. And second one 9. Thanks, we got him. We got him with our artillery support. We mark off 180 gun knocked out. And then we go ahead and see if there is an ambush. An ambush will occur on a roll of 1, 2, 7. And we have a 1, so we have an ambush. Roll on random events table. And roll 8. That is friendly artillery. Then we go to our turn. We go ahead and close our hatches. You know the deal. We fire the bow MG and the coaxial as advancing fire into 12 o'clock. And we roll first for a coaxial. Gun malfunction, and then the bow. No gun malfunction, nothing. Random events table, and roll 71, so that's enemy reinforcements. I hate that one. I really, really, really hate that one. Oh. And we have one enemy coming on the board, and it's going to be 91. So that's punch Speerwagen. We roll on the enemy appearance table. An 8. So that's going to be Speerwagen, so a half track. Let's see, where do we have a half track? There we go. We roll to see area 8. And range 7. See here, vehicle targets in on B area. Nope. 7 is medium range. Facing 9. That's the rear. And area, or terrain rather. Vehicle targets, that's in the woods. Alright, so then it's my turn. I go ahead and try to spot him. Again, since my hatches are closed, I should actually have these out. But doesn't really matter because I can spot with all of my other crew. So I will spot first with my, let's see here on my crew rating. I will spot with my gunner for a 7 or lower. He rolls a 10. So unfortunately for us, that means we can't do anything. The target becomes hidden. Unfortunate indeed. And these are removed. So we go to order segment. Should I open some hatches? Yes, I'll open the commander's hatch. It's because I'm not so careful with mutant, since I know I'm going to take that position later anyway. I'll keep the other guys hidden. And I'll fire again. Advancing fire into that area or sector. I roll for the coaxial. Nothing happens. I roll for the bow MG. And we have a gun malfunction on the bow MG. Bow MG gun malfunction. I'll just put it over the gun to remember it. There we go. And then we go to friendly, or actually enemy. Enemy action, advanced scenario. We roll for the Speerwagen. Let's see here. 54. So that's going to be moved to the right. So we remove the hidden marker. And we put a moving marker on him. We re-roll his facing. Facing is going to be still the rear and terrain. Oh, a 2. So I think that's going to be hold down. Yes, hold down. He's moving, well, in a hold down kind of area or position. Okay, and we roll on friendly action. To kill him, we need 1 to 40 with modifiers 1 to 49. We roll 80, so we miss. Random event table, 83. Flanking fire, so we get another chance to take him out with a -10 modifier. So our 1 to 39 turns into 1 to 59. Come on now. Yes, 52. Let's see that I don't miss any. 52 actually. Let's see here. Versus free smoke, during fog or falling snow, advanced fire or artillery fire. No, we should be good. We should be good. So that actually kills him during the random event. So that means we're not going to have any more random events checks. That's cool. Moving, put it there. Okay, and we remove these. That is the end of the battle. So we go ahead and go back all the way to 4.4. Yes, 4.4. Determine your tank's deployment from the deployment table. 46. That means 46. He is stopped. Mark any open hatches, and also we should roll before on Repair. Let's see, gun malfunction table. We get a free roll now between battles. We roll 67, so that means it's repaired. Okay, mark any open hatches. We'll open them all while we're out driving in the beautiful French terrain. Let's see here. Mark the main gun round, HE, face the tank and turret, position loader and spot markers. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do that if I close my hatches. Mark the US control, mark the weather, determine start area, blah, blah, blah. Check one adjacent area. Okay, so we mark one area captured first. That's our 5th captured area. And we'll check B here for resistance. We're roll a 9, so that's not good because that means it's going to be medium resistance. And we don't want that. Okay, so let's see how much time we have left to reach the exit area. We have a total of 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours is going to take just to travel. It's going to be 1.5 hours. And that's just if we don't have combat here. So that gives us a total of, let's see, that should be 1 hour then left. See, if I travel and have combat, this will be 1 hour. And then to travel there, that's going to be 1 hour and 45 minutes. 1 hour and 45 minutes. So then we have 30 minutes, 45 minutes over. And that's in case we don't have mud. Because we can get mud if we are unlucky. So let's see if we have mud then. Mud is going to appear. It should only appear as we have actually reached the area. So we should be safe from mud. Okay, so artillery strikes, I'll call in 3 of them. First one is failed, second one is failed, third one is granted. And now we have to roll to see if it stops to rain. It stops to rain, I believe, on a roll of 1 to 5. Let's see here. Yes, yes. 6, so rain continues. And we will check once more over here at 6 o'clock. Okay, so the question is now what I want to do, because it's a B area with medium support isn't nice, man. But if I call in more artillery, I'm probably not going to be able to get to this area. But man, I don't want to take any chances because it's been a long day. I call 2 more artillery strikes. And if I'm lucky, there is no combat. 9, so that's failed the first one. The second one is granted. And I need a total of, let's see, 45 minutes to go over there. Roll on the rain again. It continues to rain. If I mark off, yeah, I should be able to make it if I mark off 1 more artillery strike. And yes, it's granted. Okay. Or actually, no, that's not going to happen because I'm here. I was thinking I was here. Okay, so we're not going to make it to the second exit area. That's a shame, but that is what it is. Okay, we move in with our task force. We spend 30 minutes. We now have 2 hours of rain, so that means that we will also have mud. So we have, let's see here, rain with mud, which will affect our traveling time and likelihood of having an accident if we move in battle. Okay, so we spend 1 fuel. And we're all on advanced fire. 7, so that's going to be 3 30 cal boxes. We go from 20 to 17. And from 66 HE rounds to 63. You roll to see if there's combat. It's a B area. Combat will occur on a roll of 6 or higher. And roll a 7, so we do have combat. We put out our advanced fire markers. Like that. And we activate 2 enemy units. Reroll that. 83, which is light weapons. And 75, which is a Spevwagen, punch a Spevwagen again. We roll on the Enemy vehicle gun appearance table. We roll a 1, so it's going to be another Spähwagen, a half track. Okay, the light weapons go to this area. Half track goes to this area. And distance for our light weapons is close. Distance for our Spähwagen is medium. Facing for Spähwagen 4 is going to be front. No, it's going to be side. And terrain for light weapons 6 is woods. And terrain for Spähwagen is going to be hold down. I believe that is. Yes, sir. Is hold down. Okay, so let's roll first for advanced fire. We have advanced fire on the light weapons. And to take him out, we need 1 to 30. And our modifier is as follows. -10, -9 for our use controlled markers. And then +1 because friendly infantry squad lost. So 1 to 38. And we roll 36. So we make the light weapons retreat off the battlefield. We don't get any VP for that. But we are happy that we fight 1 less enemy. And then we have the Spähwagen. We have artillery on him. We have a total of 3 artillery strikes. That should be enough. Actually, we have medium resistance, so we should activate 1 additional enemy. 97. That's a self-propelled gun. And let's check what sector it goes to. Sector there. And distance 6, which is medium. Facing. Let's reroll. 7, which is going to be the side. And terrain. It's moving in the open. Moving in the open. Alright, so now we check for artillery support against these guys. So the Spähwagen to kill. I need 1 to 40, -10 because it's artillery fire versus vehicle, so 1 to 30. 34, close call. The self-propelled gun to take out the Stug, 1 to 30, but it's artillery, so 1 to 20. 81. Unfortunately, nothing happens on the first artillery strike. Second artillery strike versus the Spähwagen. 77, that's a fail on the self-propelled gun. That's another fail. And then finally, we'll try 1 last time. Spähwagen, we need 1 to 30. So we get the Spähwagen at least. Hold down. And then finally, the self-propelled gun. 1 to 20. 38. So we don't get the self-propelled gun, unfortunately. But we do mark off 1 VP for the Spähwagen. And then we roll to see if there's an ambush. 10, so there's no ambush. That's cool. Okay, so it's order phase. We go ahead and try to spot first. Our gunner tries. He rolls a 1. Perfect, so that it's not only spotted, but it's also identified. So we roll on the enemy vehicle gun appearance table. And we roll a 4. So the SPG is a Martyr 2. Oh, those are fun because we can actually kill those. Not a Martyr 3, but a Martyr 2. We can actually kill those if we're lucky. Come on. I saw on Boardgame Geek some photos of someone who had actually clipped their Patton's best counters and they looked so much better, I gotta admit. Okay, order phrase. Open hatches, we'll keep them open. And for our actions this turn, we are gonna go ahead and see. Should we just fire at him, or should we perhaps pivot? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pivot tank. And our loader is gonna change gun load from HE to AP. Our commander is firing the 50 cal. Our gunner is firing the coaxial machine gun, and our assistant driver the bow MG. Okay, so movement, main gun, we change gun load from HE to AP, and we fire the machine guns. Let's see here. The AA we fire to the left, and a bow and coaxial over here. So we roll AA first, no gun malfunction, but ammo spent, nothing for the coaxial, and nothing for the bow. But we spend one ammo of 50 cal, so we go from 5 to 4 boxes remaining of 50 cal ammo. And then we roll on enemy action for our martyr, which is an SPG. We roll 31, so he moves. That's annoying, he moves to the right. Okay, so he moves in here. He captured that area. He becomes unspotted. And we roll for facing. We roll a 10, so that's the rear. Okay, we should be able to get him now. Let's see, so I'm not tricking you guys. SPD rear, yes. And then we roll for terrain. 4. Area type B. He's in the woods. He's moving in the woods. Okay. Let's see. Enemy friendly action table now. And to kill this martyr, 1 to 59. Sorry, 1 to 56, because we lost one area. 47, so friendly forces get the martyr. The only guy I could have killed with this 75 mil. My friendlies kill for me. Come on, guys. Let's see here. SP gun. 6 VP. And we roll now on random event table. 18, which is enemy artillery. That's not good. Okay, we roll first for friendly forces lost. 1 to 6, that's 1 infantry squad lost. So we lose 1 infantry squad. And then we go ahead and roll on the collateral damage table, and we hope that we roll 50 or lower. And we roll 10, so no effect, because we had every hatch open. And that, my friends, is the end of that battle. I think we did pretty good, but I was hoping that we were going to be able to take out that martyr. Determine your tank's deployment from the deployment table. We roll 31, so we're going to be stopped. I think. Yes, sir. And then mark any open hatches. We keep them open. Mark the main gun. We're going to go back to HE. And also I'm going to remove the orders. Like that. And mark it around. Face the tank and turret in direction desired. Position loader and command spot. Nope. Place use control markers in area 1 to 3. Mark the weather. Determine start area. Nope. Check resistance. Okay, so we capture that area. We mark it on our after action report. This one area captured, and then we get to check resistance for one area. And the problem here is that we're not going to be able to reach that area. It's too far away, so we'll check for this area instead. And we have a 5, so that's light resistance. I'll check for that area. It doesn't matter, actually, because we have so little time left now. We have 30 minutes, so that's not enough. We have mud conditions, so there's actually the only place we could go to is that area, but why would we want to go there? So I'm just gonna mark off 2 artillery strikes into the B area to help out my friends. And we roll 10, so the first one is failed, and we roll a 1, so we have 1 successful artillery support strike here on the exit area, and that's the end of the day for us, because it's now 7:15 p.m. Okay, one day. Still, I gotta say, man, I love this game. I love it every day. I'm looking forward to the next time I'm gonna do, because I do an episode of this every other day, and I always look forward to it. It's so exciting, but I really don't like random events. Is really cool because it spices it up, but the enemy reinforcements, yes, it could be there, but it doesn't necessarily has to be that big of a number. I think it's advanced scenario 61 to 80, and battle scenario is the same, and a counterattack is 76 to 90. It's too big of a number. It's gonna happen too often. So every time I roll on the random event table, I find myself being scared, like, oh, we're gonna get more enemy reinforcements that is gonna drag this out, because the battles are a little bit too long, and with the enemy reinforcements, it makes it worse. Anyway, let's calculate our victory points. Kind of proud of Mutin here today, and the rest of the crew, of course, too. MG, we have 1 total VP, and that's from Mutin. Total of 2 VP from trucks, that's from friendly forces. 1 VP for Speerwagen, and that's our friendly. Actually, that's 4, and it's 2 from us and 2 from friendly forces. And then self-propelled guns, we have 2 kills, that's 12 VP, and 1 AT gun for 4 VP. Captured areas, we have 6 VP, which turns into 12 with the modifier, and exit area we have 10, which turns into 20. We have -6 VP for 6 friendly infantry squads lost. We have an A scenario with a modifier captured map areas x2. So our tank scores a total of 3 VP. Friendly forces, let's see, 2, 4, 16, 20. So 20 for our friendly forces, and a total of 32 from captured territories. So that's 52, 55 -6, so a total of 49. That is, I think that's the highest score we got so far. No, we got 54 one day. So that's pretty good. But still, I'm proud of our guys. We got 42 last turn. Okay, now comes the fun part to roll for our crew. Mutin, our commander, needs a 7 or higher. He rolls a 2. Vince needs a 7 or higher. He rolls a 1, unfortunate. W. Peterson, our loader, needs an 8 or higher. He rolls a 1. J. Iris Harkin needs a 7 or higher. He rolls a 4. Come on, guys. And our assistant driver, William N., needs also a 7 or higher. He rolls a 5, so there's no crew rating increase at all for this battle. That's a shame. But guys, I have some good news, and that is that tomorrow of the battle, it's going to be the 4th of August, and the driver and commander is going to be back. And the driver, which is Abbott, he's actually going to be sent together with Mutin, because Mutin will be he will be promoted, and he will go to another tank together with Abbott. And my commander will take back the position, and the driver, J. Iris Harkin, he's gonna stay with us. And that's a legit choice that you can actually make when you have crew returning. You can choose whether you actually want them back or not. So I mean, if they have a higher rating, of course you're gonna keep them. If they have a lower rating, probably not. If you don't have a tremendous sentimental value to them. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment on what you thought about this day of combat. I'm open to suggestions also. I mean, if you feel like, oh, you should do this, you should try this, well, let me know and I'll try it. I'll certainly try it, even if it's a little bit suicidal. And again, we are gonna keep spamming those because I mean, imagine how long these videos are gonna be if we don't spam artillery and airstrikes. I mean, the videos are some of them are close to 3 hours long, and that's just one day of combat. And if we look at the combat calendar, you know, we have combat possible all the way until April 1945. So we have a few months to go, guys. Thank you as always for watching, guys. See you next time.